Hello everybody, thank you for joining me. Today I'm going to share one of my favorite itineraries in France, Paris and the heart of Normandy. It's an amazing 8-day cruise with 6 guided tours that takes you north from Paris all the way up to the beautiful medieval city of Rouen and then on to the Normandy beaches to learn about the preparation and the landings for the invasion of Europe. We'll be traveling back along the Seine to Paris, where we'll spend an extra night, and you'll have an opportunity to hopefully explore Paris by night as well. So let's take a quick look at our map. As I mentioned, we'll be starting off in Paris. We'll be spending 2 days there. You'll get a chance to do some exploration on your own, as well as take in some of our optional tours and our included panoramic tour of Paris. We'll be traveling north along the Seine, visiting some of the small medieval towns like La Roche-Guyon and Giverny, which is where Claude Monet spent much of his life and created many of his masterpieces. From there, we'll be traveling north to the medieval city of Rouen, which is where Joan of Arc was condemned and burned at the stake, then on to the Normandy beaches for a full day, and then back along the Seine to Paris for another night. Fantastic itinerary, and I hope you'll enjoy our presentation today as I share some of my favorite spots, as well as a little bit of history, culture, and insight into this incredible stretch of river. We're going to start our journey in Paris, and we'll be spending 2 days here. You'll be arriving and being able to board your ship. We'll be docking right near the Eiffel Tower, as you can see in this photograph. The Eiffel Tower is nearby. You'll be able to walk within 5 to 10 minutes to the Eiffel Tower or to many of the other monuments along the river. It's a wonderful spot to just partake in some of the atmosphere of Paris and maybe even enjoy a little stop in a cafe. Paris is the capital and one of the largest cities in France. It is a city that people have fallen in love with over the centuries. Poets, artists, playwrights, journalists, writers have all written about this city and their love of it. I spent some time studying in France, and I used to come up to Paris for the weekend and just sit in the cafes, drink in the atmosphere, go to the museums, and just enjoy the city. It was nicknamed the City of Lights, and that is because of its leading role during the Age of Enlightenment, but also because it literally was one of the very first large European cities to use gas lighting on a grand scale on its boulevards and on its monuments. Shown in this picture, you can see the Seine River cuts through the oldest parts of Paris. It divides the city into 2 parts, the left bank and the right bank. The left bank being more of the artists and the bohemian side, and the right bank being more of the sophisticated couture cultural side. Our ship, as I mentioned, docks right near the Eiffel Tower, which makes this the perfect spot to start your Viking adventure. The next day, we'll be doing our panoramic tour, and you'll learn all about the history of Paris, and you'll get to see some of the iconic monuments. But a trip to Paris would not be complete without a visit to the Eiffel Tower, which is truly one of the most famous monuments of the city. It was built to mark the 100th anniversary of the French Revolution and when Paris hosted the 1889 World's Fair. It was built as an elaborate entrance gate or archway to welcome people into the World's Fair, and it was built on the Champ de Mars, which is one of the largest parks in the center of Paris. One of the other great monuments in Paris is the Arc de Triomphe. The Arc de Triomphe was ordered to be constructed by Napoleon in 1806, and he was done to celebrate his Grande Armée, or his great army. You can enjoy walking around under the base of the monument, or if you're feeling energetic and you want to pay a little extra, you can climb the 280 stairs that will take you up to the top, and you can look over Paris as well. There are some amazing art galleries in Paris, and one of the most famous, of course, is the Louvre. It's one of the largest museums and houses one of the most impressive art collections in the world. It's a magnificent Baroque-style palace, and it sits right on the banks of the Seine River. It's also one of the largest tourist attractions. So if you're traveling to Paris, I do recommend that you get front-of-the-line tickets through your travel advisor prior to arriving. It'll make the lineup so much easier. The Louvre was originally built as a fortress in 1190, and it was reconstructed in the 16th century to serve as a royal palace. In 1983, it underwent a huge renovation, Architect LMP was awarded the project, and he designed this incredible underground lobby, and above it he constructed this really modern glass pyramid, and it brings the modern world together with the classic world of Paris. It now houses an incredible art exhibit of almost 35,000 works of art, which include Egyptian antiques, ancient Greek and Roman sculptures, paintings by the grand old masters prior to the 1800s, crown jewels, and other artifacts from some of the French nobles. But of course, one of the most famous pieces is the Mona Lisa with her very mysterious smile. And don't forget the incredible cuisine of Paris. Its culinary reputation precedes it. Whether you seek a little cozy neighborhood bistro or you visit a Michelin star restaurant, you'll find that every single establishment prides itself in the local food, the exquisite preparation, and the presentation. You'll also find pâtisseries and boulangeries and fromageries. These are the bakeries and the pastry shops and the cheese shops, as well as the colorful street markets everywhere in Paris. And they're perfect for picking up all the ingredients for a picnic in one of the city's beautiful parks. The next day, we set sail on the Seine, and we're traveling up the river to the beautiful little village of La Roche-Guyon. This is known as one of France's most beautiful little cities. You'll see why as you stroll along the town's narrow streets that are lined with these beautiful little picturesque houses with wood-paneled facades. Nearby this particular picture is the old mill, which stands guard on the remnants of the old stone bridge. It makes for perfect photographs and memories to bring home as well. But one of the reasons we stop here is to visit the little village of Giverny. Giverny is truly one of the highlights of this voyage, and it's where Claude Monet painted many of his masterpieces. You can choose to visit Giverny either by coach or by bike. We have an optional tour that will take you on a bike journey along the paved bike paths to Giverny, which is great fun. The garden is still maintained, and you can come and see why he was so inspired here. So I hope you'll enjoy this stop. It's a chance to walk through this incredible art and hopefully be inspired a little bit yourself. From there, we will cruise through the morning the next day, enjoying some of the scenery as we move towards the medieval city of Rouen. I love Rouen. It dates back to the Middle Ages, and you can see the remnants of those Middle Ages in the buildings. This was where Joan of Arc came and was condemned and burned at the stake right here in the town square. It's a perfect blend of old and new, and you'll have the afternoon to explore on our walking tour. You'll learn about the medieval side of the history here, and it will take you through the old town where you'll see the spectacular Gothic Notre Dame Cathedral, which was painted often by Claude Monet. You'll be able to go inside and see the magnificent interior of the cathedral. You'll also see the 14th century courthouse where Joan of Arc was sentenced to death, and the square where she was martyred. You'll have lots of time to explore on your own. Our ship docks right close to the old town. You're within walking distance of this beautiful storybook buildings. We dock overnight, so you can enjoy dinner ashore if you would like, or you can still enjoy dinner on board the ship, but you might want to enjoy one of the many sidewalk cafes in the market square, or have a meal at one of the oldest restaurants in France, La Couronne, which was founded in 1345. While you're in Rouen, you might want to take in some of the optional tours that we offer. One of them is to the beautiful city of Honfleur, which is on the Atlantic coast. It's considered one of the jewels of the coastline. It's filled with historic houses that are situated along the harbor, filled with little picturesque boats, and it also has quaint art galleries and restaurants for you to explore. One of the main reasons for visiting Rouen is it's the perfect stopping off point to reach the Normandy beaches. After breakfast, we'll begin our full-day tour to the historic beaches of Normandy. The drive along the Normandy coast is about 2 hours, and during this drive, our guide will set up the arrival at the beaches. You'll learn about Operation Overlord and what it took to land the Allies on the beaches and fight their way up the cliffs into to begin the liberation of France. So you'll be driving through the key towns of Calais-sur-Mer, which is where the Canadian troops unloaded tons of supplies after D-Day. And you'll also visit two of the beaches, Juno and Gold, where the troops came ashore. These were the Commonwealth landing beaches. You'll also visit the small D-Day Museum and the Mulberry Harbor at Arromanches. This is considered one of the greatest engineering feats in World War II. They created these temporary mobile Mulberry Harbors, which were developed for unloading troops, vehicles, and supplies during the Allied invasion of Normandy on June 1944. The D-Day Museum at Arromanches overlooks the very spot where some of these harbors were constructed, and you can see that some of the remnants of the harbors still sit on the beaches. From there, we will split out. So depending on whether you're going to see the American beaches or you've chosen to go to visit the Commonwealth beaches, at this point, you'll be able to go with your group to these two locations. Both tours include a fantastic lunch featuring Normandy cuisine, and then from there we will travel. If you're on the American tour, you'll be going to the American Cemetery and Memorial at Colville-sur-Mer. This is located high on the cliff over Omaha Beach, and I have to tell you, when I've been there, it is an overwhelming sight to see these 10,000 white crosses spread across this beautiful white field of grass. This is where the American servicemen and women are interred. You can walk amongst many of the white crosses and the Stars of David's and visit at the visitor center. You'll also get a chance to go to the Omaha Beach Memorial Museum. This museum tells the story of the American losses at the Battle of Normandy with objects and memorabilia. It has a permanent exhibition, which is really interesting, and that deals with the consequences of these conflicts on the civilian population. If you're traveling to the Canadian beaches or the Commonwealth beaches, you will also get a stop at Juno Beach, which is where the Canadians landed, after which time you'll be able to visit the memorial that the Canadians have built there, the Juno Beach Center, and you'll also get a chance to visit the cemetery at Épinay-sur-Mer. It's an homage to the 45,000 Canadians who lost their lives during this particular war. It truly is one of the most emotional days that I've experienced to travel here. It is really a sense of North American history that rests on the beaches of Normandy. It is really something you shouldn't miss. From there, we will begin our journey back to Paris, and we're going to be stopping at the small town of Les Andelys. This is situated along the Seine, and it's best known for this imposing castle that sits overlooking the city. It's called the Chateau Gaillard. It was built in 1196 by Richard the Lionheart of England. It has this incredible view over the Seine. You can see why it was such a strategically important castle. It's also one of the strongest and most magnificent castles of its age that guarded this area. As you walk with our guides, you'll learn about how its vast system was created to defend Normandy during the War of the Religions. It's also one of the most critically important in Richard's campaign against the French. It's really something to see, as you can see the winding roads and just this beautiful view from the top of this hill where the castle stands. After breakfast, you will disembark for a visit at the Chateau Malmaison, which is where Napoleon Bonaparte spent the last few days in France before his exile. This elegant manor was purchased by the emperor for his wife Josephine in 1799, and it serves as the seat of the French government from 1800 to 1802. It's really, it's a lovely stop for those who are interested in this type of history. However, one of the other options you have is a visit to the Chateau de Versailles, and this is one that I highly recommend. If you haven't seen the Chateau de Versailles, it is remarkable. It's one of the most luxurious palaces. It's one that inspired places like Catherine's Palace in St. Petersburg. It is awe-inspiring. It is a World UNESCO Heritage Site. So you'll get a chance to go into the palace where you'll be able to marvel at the extravagant and the excess of the French royalty. Inside, you'll see the state apartments of the king, the Hercules drawing room, the magnificent painted ceiling of the famed Hall of Mirrors. This is the glittering corridor of chandeliers. This is also where the Treaty of Versailles was signed that ended World War I. And finally, you will be returning to Paris for one more night. It's the perfect place to do a night tour of Paris, or to go and enjoy dinner at the Eiffel Tower or one of the other local restaurants. It's truly a city that sparkles at night, and a place that will seal the memories of this particular trip. The following morning, you'll set off on your return home, or if you're planning to stay a little bit longer, you can certainly talk to your travel advisor and book one of our Explore More tours. We have 2 Explore More tours that you can enjoy. You can extend in Paris either at the beginning or the end of your trip. I do highly recommend this because Paris is not one of those places that you can see in a couple of days. This includes a stay at a 4 or 5-star hotel located in the center of the city. Some of the meals are included. It includes a guided tour or tours depending on the length of the extension. There's a Viking host on site to help you with any questions, and your transfers are included as well. One of the other options is Oxford and Highclere Castle. So that you'll be traveling over to England and traveling through some of the rolling hills of the English countryside. You'll go to Oxford, Blenheim Palace, which was the home of Churchill, and also to the Cotswold. And it also includes an exclusive visit to Highclere Castle, recognized by fans worldwide as the real Downton Abbey. So these are wonderful extensions that you can add by talking to your travel advisor to our Paris and the Heart of Normandy cruise. Thank you for joining us today, and a special thanks to our travel advisors for inviting you. If you want further information about Viking or this particular itinerary, please reach out to your travel advisor. Thanks again for joining us. We look forward to welcoming you on board to travel the world in comfort with Viking.